Hi Cancer, this is April with astrolotta.com. I'm here with your June 2017 monthly horoscope. And this is for anyone who was born under the sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign in the sign of Cancer. Happy birthday to all Cancers who were born in June. Happy early birthday to you guys. Hope you have a great month. And don't forget, this is a general reading just for that one sign, but you're made of more than that one sign. If you want to get a reading based on your exact birth time, birth date, birthplace, on any topic that you would like to talk about, then go to my readers page on astrolotta.com, which is below the video and also on the I button above the video. And we can get a reading scheduled to where we can talk either on Skype, or I can send you a recorded reading. All right, Cancer, so what's going on during some of your birthday month? How is it going to be for you guys? It is pretty eventful. Well, we do start off with, on the 3rd of June, we have Venus conjunct Uranus in Aries. So for you guys, this is your career. Aries is your career house. That's your career sector. So with this conjunction happening there, well, Venus rules your relationships, it rules your enjoyment, it rules relationships and enjoyment pretty much. And then Uranus energy is pretty kooky and crazy, and it causes the unexpected to happen. It causes surprises, things that are a little bit out of the ordinary, out of the box, out of the blue, all that stuff. That's Uranus energy. So when you combine the two, just in general, Venus in Aries, which is an impulsive sign, conjoined with Uranus in Aries, it can cause like sudden relationships to pop up. So for you guys, if this is in your career house, this can mean like if you have like a boss or, you know, somebody within your career sphere, you may be suddenly attracted to them, or they may be suddenly professing their love for you. So watch for those. But also, it can just mean you just feel like randomly doing something, like out of the blue, out of the ordinary, when it comes to your own relationships or when it comes to career. Now, Venus and Uranus together is excellent for creativity because it combines creativity, which is Venus, with doing things that are out of the box and having sudden like genius ideas, which is Uranus. And if you're in a creative field and you're a Cancer, well, this can cause you to suddenly have like the most coolest, dopest ideas when it comes to your creative projects that you have within your career. So there's a couple of scenarios that can happen there. That's only naming a few of them, a few of the possibilities. But yeah, this all happens on the 3rd. So on June 4th, we have Mars going into Cancer. We have Mars going into your sign, Cancer. So some do's and don'ts that I have for when Mars goes into your sign, okay? How about the do's first? So do get yourself involved in something active, something physical. Maybe go back to the gym if that applies to you. Step it up with your workouts and exercise. Mars's energy is all about energy. It's physical energy and physical drive. So you will have energy not just to work out, but to accomplish things that you want to accomplish and just knock them out, and have a lot of energy just to be up and doing your regular, normal, everyday stuff. Just so much more energy. And it is best that you direct it towards something that you can physically do that's maybe creative or for the sake of your health. That is the best way to use that energy. Now, the don'ts of Mars in your sign. Do not become a drill sergeant a-hole. Okay, I'm just being honest and real. Don't do it, because Mars's energy is like a soldier, and it is the energy of soldiers. So that's how you're gonna feel, like a soldier marching along, and it's an energy of like taking charge. So you are gonna feel like taking charge of your life, which is awesome. But don't direct Mars's arrow. You know, Mars's symbol is a circle with an arrow, and that arrow can point itself at people sometimes and just kind of be rude. And I know you Cancers hate rude people. You guys always say that all the time. But you can find yourself being a little bit more rude and impulsive and lacking in manners, to be honest. So that's the way to not use that energy. Not be too aggressive towards people, And remember that pointy arrow, it can attract things to it. Like you may just be minding your business, right? Just being a nice little Cancer, like always, but you're wearing the energy of Mars on you, and it's that pointy arrow, so people might mistake you. Even when you're not even trying to be aggressive, they may mistake you for being aggressive, overly aggressive, and challenging them to a duel or to a fight or something. So you may have people, because you're radiating this aggressive energy off of you, you may have people approach you and be like, oh, so what, you want to fight, buddy? Like, come on, let's do this, you know? And you're going to be like, what? You know, and also Cancer energy can really be emotionally defensive a lot of times because you guys have that shell. So you guys can a lot of times take things as being like an attack on you when really it's not, okay? And this Mars transit may have you acting like that a little bit more, being a lot more defensive, but fighting back physically, like you'll want to do that. So that's a way to not use the energy, unless maybe you are an athlete, you're in a competitive career, or if you really have to defend yourself against somebody, Mars will assist you with that. Otherwise, just try to keep cool, try to keep calm, and woosah, Cancer, woosah. So on the 5th of June, we have a few things happening. We have Venus moving into Taurus, and for you guys, that's your 11th house of friendships. So this is actually pretty lovely. You're going to have Mars's energy making you more wanting to get out of your shell and be active. And then Venus's energy entering your house of friendships and groups of people that are like-minded, that you like to hang out with, is going to make you want to hang out with people. So this is really the time, whether it's your birthday or not, Cancer, this is the time to get out of your shell, to explore, you know, like getting to know people a little better or hanging out with friends. It can really be a fun time for that. Venus in the 11th, it can make a friendship turn into something more, which is, you know, Venus rules love. So that's a possibility for some of you guys, but not all of you. But it could just be wanting to have some really good times with groups of friends, or having a more positive appearance on the internet, people more positive, reacting to you in a more positive way on the internet or social media, which the 11th house rules as well. Now Mercury is going to move into Gemini on that same day, on the 5th. For you guys, that is your 12th house. So you guys' energy is really going to be like all kind of scattered in a way, to be quite honest. It's going to be different in different areas of life. So Mercury in the 12th is a time, it's a lot more emotional, like really deeply emotional, like really diving deep below in the subconscious realms of your mind. It is represented by oceans. So people can tend to sink to the bottom of the ocean, metaphorically speaking, during a 12th house transit, and kind of just like sit down there, you know, and sulk and kind of wallow in sorrows and wallow in their feelings. And, you know, with you being a water sign, you are familiar with that energy. You can kind of get like that sometimes. So Mercury in the 12th house, you know, try not to let your mind go towards the woe is me, life is terrible, you know, nobody understands my problems, nobody knows what I'm going through, all that stuff. Or, oh, I'm the only one that's suffering in the world, you know, or being overly sensitive towards other people's suffering. You know, Cancers, you guys are already susceptible to that with being a water sign, but then Mercury, which rules your mind and your thinking, is going to be transiting through a water house, and that's going to make your mind go there towards like more empathy towards others, which is good, you know, being more of an empath, which you guys already naturally are, which can be good, but just try not to take on the burdens of other people too much, you know, and feel like it's your responsibility to save and rescue them, or to get too much into that mentality that someone had to save and rescue you, like, oh, poor little helpless you can't do anything for yourself, you know. So try not to dive too deep into that emotional state when Mercury transits there. But what it is good for as well, Cancer, is once again, if you're in a creative field, the 12th house is like the creativity that you have that seems to come from out of nowhere. Like, it's channeling energy and having a very vivid imagination to be able to create things like using photography, videography, even your hands. Mercury rules the skills of the hands. So, you know, having your hands be a lot more creative with drawing or playing music, anything like that. can be really beneficial during that time for you to dive into. On the 9th of June, we have Jupiter moving direct in the sign of Libra at 13 degrees Libra. So Jupiter has been retrograde since the beginning of 2017 in your 4th house of home and family. This is a familiar energy to Cancer because you guys are the 4th sign on the zodiac wheel. So anything 4th house is like extra Cancer energy being brought into your world, into your life at that time, right? So Jupiter's energy is expansive. It is a giver of great blessings and of knowledge and wisdom and all that good stuff and opportunities, especially opportunities to travel. So when Jupiter is retrograde, he can still give blessings, but they're more like toned down or hidden, or they have decreased some, okay? But once it moves forward again, you can proceed with receiving those blessings or with making some things happen in that area of life. So for you guys, that's home and family. So maybe some of you guys have wanted to move or like expand your home in some sort of way, or move to a bigger home. Maybe you wanted to move to a home in another country because Jupiter does rule other countries too, and traveling abroad or traveling to see family, you know. That could be something that you guys are trying to work on. So now that Jupiter is moving forward, it can help you proceed with those plans or expanding your family in some sort of way. That can mean either by having more children, which you can actually have more luck with once Jupiter moves into Scorpio in October. That is your 5th house of creating children. But this is like expanding your family, like if you've wanted more family to come live with you or anything like that. Just the expansion is going to proceed from here on out. Also on the 9th, we have a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius at 18 degrees of Sag. But the full moon involves the sun and the moon. It's not just the moon alone. So this is Sagittarius, which is your 6th house of health and work, and Gemini, which is your 12th house of the opposite, which is relaxation, rest, and getting away from the material and practical world. So we have these opposing energies doing a push-pull and causing some sort of friction. And then there's what happens is there is a resolution that has to occur, a final decision that has to be made. Something has to give in order for that tension to break. So that's what a full moon is. So for you guys, it's between working and relaxing, pretty much, just to put it in a more general way. So how are you taking care of yourself, Cancer? How are you taking care of yourself? How is your health? No, like really, how is it? Because the moon is going to be conjunct Saturn in your 6th house. Saturn is the teacher of really great lessons. Saturn is like a very strict father figure. And Saturn has been retrograde in your 6th house. And, you know, a lot of Cancers have been paying more attention to their health since Saturn has gone retrograde there. It's caused some issues to come back up, to be brought up. Because I always say Saturn is like that dad that asks you to clean your room and told you to do it thoroughly and do it step by step and do it the right way. Then when he's retrograde, it's like he's coming back to check on your work and see, did you throw things under the bed, or did you shove everything in the closet? Were you half-stepping and half-assing things? Is what Saturn retrograde is asking you. So for you guys, it's with your health. Have you been taking care of it or not? So now, with Saturn retrograde, some Cancers have had issues come up to where they're like, okay, I need to finally address this before it gets to be serious, you know? So some of you guys have been paying attention to your health, but some of you have still been skipping over those warning signs that Saturn has given you. But now the full moon is going to be conjunct Saturn and ask those questions, you know, and maybe bring something finally to a closure with your health, with figuring out answers to what's going on with me, what do I need to do to take better care of myself, and so on and so forth. And then the Sun in the 12th is kind of asking you, how are you relaxing and retreating and taking care of yourself, like mentally? Are you giving yourself time to relax and, you know, not worry about other people? Because Cancers can be such worrywarts, especially about their loved ones. So, you know, and sometimes sacrifice their own well-being, mentally, spiritually, you know, physically, and all that stuff to take care of others. So are you really taking care of yourself? Are you taking the time out? Maybe some of you guys, this may be a warning of needing a vacation of some sort, needing to get away, needing to meditate, to relax. All right, I was told to move So that's why the scenery looks a little different, but whatever, we're not going to talk about that right now. So Cancer, on the 21st of June, we have Mercury moving into your sign. Mercury moving into Cancer. So when Mercury moves into your sign, this brings a lot more of a different energy and a different attitude to your thinking and how you talk, compared to Mercury when it was in Gemini in your 12th house. That was more like deep, darker thoughts, maybe, hopefully not for all of you, but maybe some of you might experience that. But then once we get to the 21st, you guys are going to be thinking more about bettering your own life, and you're going to be much more chatty, witty, funny, talkative. You're going to be typing faster, talking faster, texting faster, all that good stuff. And you're going to be coming out of your shell more communicatively. Is that a word? Communicatively? Yeah. As far as communication, you're going to come out of your shell a lot more than in the previous weeks. So what I would say to be mindful of is when Mercury is in your sign, your mind moves so quickly that you may skip over details. You may skip over details, words, instructions. You may be forgetful, and your mind is just going to be like, woo, like there's a Tasmanian devil up there. So just a fair warning, Cancer. Your mind is going to be all over the place once Mercury moves into your sign. So that happens on the 21st. On the 23rd, there's a new moon in the sign of Cancer at 2 degrees of Cancer. So if you were born within the first few days of the sun going into Cancer, within that week, you know, like the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, up until I would say maybe like the 25th, 26th, 27th of June, then this is really a time for new beginnings for you. Now, new moons, since a new moon is dark, because it's when the sun and moon come together in the sky and you can't see the moon. Okay, like a full moon is the opposite. It's like the sun is lighting it up, so you see it all huge. But when there's a new moon, the sun is, you know, it's covering the sun. So they're together, so you can't see it. And I think of it as like, you know, a full moon is full. It's like it got filled up, right? And we know it didn't like physically and, you know, literally get filled up, but that's kind of the appearance that it gets. It fills up, and then it's finally full and you can see it. Then it decreases down, and then when it's decreased down and it's emptied out, is what it appears to look like, that's a new moon. And so that's a time of new beginnings, because it could be a time of like getting rid of something, like out with the old and in with the new. So for a lot of you Cancers, for all Cancers, you guys are all going to feel it. You guys feel all of the moon phases because you're ruled by the moon anyway. But a new moon is really a time for new beginnings. So you Cancers can have a new beginning anywhere in your life. You guys can have a new beginning when it comes to your appearance, your life path, like anything, anywhere in your life. Definitely set those intentions for this new moon, since it is your moon. All right, Cancer, so that was it for your horoscope for June 2017. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to go to my readers page on astrolotta.com if you would like a more personalized reading catered to you, your birth time, your birthday, your birthplace, all that stuff. I do offer readings on Skype for either 20 or 30 or 60 minutes. We can chat there, or I can send you a recorded reading that is personalized for you for those lengths of time as well. So thank you so much. Have a great month. Have a great birthday month to you June born Cancers, and I will see you guys in July for more of Cancer season. All right, peace.